We on 18, 18. We on 18, 18. All about the semis. We on 18, 18. All about the semis. We on 18, 18, baby. All about the semis. What it is, it's your boy Q Deezy. We get ready to get back to it. So first load, doing again. Got a different piece here this time. So these guys is checking it out, making sure they got everything locked in. I'm gonna run this one straight on through, straight through delivery, and then we'll get off of this, and then we'll go back in the jacks for the night. Just spend some home time, and then tomorrow we're gonna do another Amazon AutoZone load, Savannah back into Florida, and then after that we're doing another Savannah load the next day, maybe the same day if I can get unloaded at a decent time on the second load. So in short, we booked up for the week. It's looking good. Yeah, getting to it, getting real to it this week. Trying to make the best of these next couple weeks. So how about it, drops? YouTube, what it is, man. Look here, y'all. I'm coming from just getting back into Jack's. Just parked the truck. Matter of fact, it's the truck right there if you can't tell. And cut my radio down a little bit. Gonna talk about brokers. I got screwed on this Carnival Landstar load. Same load that, well, same broker for the last Carnival load that I did. And I went to pick the load up, and trailer had two tires off the rim. One outside tire on the passenger side, inside tire on the driver's side, front axle of the trailer completely off the rim. I'm just gonna cut a lot of it out, but what I will tell you guys, cut that radio off. What I will tell you guys is that it was a fiasco. Them trying to get the tire on, and making sure the truck good. You know what? Damn, I locked the door. Let me go check, make sure I lock my truck door, y'all. Hold on. Pause, y'all. All right, so yeah, got the truck all locked up. So, you know, my appointment was at 10. I was there at 10. All right, car, shut up. Put my seatbelt on. And ended up being there 5 hours. This car better stop playing with me. So ended up being there 5 hours, y'all, and all this time, you know, they're trying everything to get this one tire on. And for the longest, they didn't even know that it was a second tire off, you know, because I did my inspection and caught the first one, and then they immediately jumped on that. And then in the midst of them looking at that one, I was continuing to do my inspection after they had got that first tire on. And they were trying everything, man, to get this one tire on. And then the guy was like, hey, you got any starter fluid? Gave him some starter fluid. I'm gonna put this video up here so y'all can see when I first got there and what I was actually pulling. But I ended up, like I said, canceling this load after 5 hours of waiting. So they used up all my starter fluid. Nonetheless, neither here nor there. Brand new bottle starter fluid. The second tire, they're trying to get this tire on. They went back to the store, bought more starter fluid. They're lighting the tire up, trying to get it to pop on the bead. And I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, I'll just go back, got back in the truck. So I immediately let the broker know what went on, what was going on. He's like, oh, call the customer, blase, blase. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm calling you because I booked the load with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm letting you know. He said, well, you should have called the customer immediately when you were having issues. I said, well, I was with the customer. I told you that, when I got there. He said, oh, yeah, you did. So why would I need to? He knew what was going on. Nonetheless, this is the top of this video, man. These brokers are not your friends, and you got to treat them accordingly. But moving along with the story, what ended up happening was, once I caught the second tire, I called him back and, let him know what's going on again. And, he's just like kind of nonchalant about it. And I said, well, by this time it's 1:30. Now, I done been there again since 10 o'clock. And I said, hey, man, what is the detention at this point? And what's what? Well, he tells me he don't know what the detention is, but he's like, oh, but the customer will pay it. And, but I don't know. Red flag number one. Because really, most brokers going to have their rate, some of them put it in the rate kind or whatever, but whatever the reason. He said he didn't know. I said, well, the determining factor, if I'm going to sit here and wait, especially with it being a second tire out now, is going to determine on his rate, because I have 2 other loads behind this. So then he says, well, like I said, he'll pay. I don't know, he's going to pay, well, whatever's fair. No, we need to know some numbers, because I'm not going to just be sitting here and, not be compensated and risk 2 other loads behind it. So I explained to him that the customer's employee said that they called somebody to come do this other tire. Actually, before that happened, mind you, they're trying to get this tire on. I was saying they were doing everything to get this tire on. So I went and looked at the tire after them out there damn near an hour and a half messing with this second tire. They putting air in it, mind you, using my air chuck and everything from to put this air in this tire. I look at the tire, y'all. Get up under the truck and look at the side of the tire. Tire got a hole this big in it. Looked like somebody shot it with a shotgun. I said, how y'all missed that? How y'all missed the hole in the tire? Y'all been trying to put air in it with the air chuck and kicking it, set the tire on fire with the damn ether and everything. And it's a big hole that big in it. So the guy gonna say, well, it's a good thing you caught that. I said, see, but that's my job. That's my job to check the equipment, and long story short, lo and behold, then they call. By this time, it's 1:30, 1:45, something in that ballpark. I called the broker back. I said, hey, man, they're telling me at this point, they just calling somebody for the second tire. And that person said that they can't even get out there for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. So at this point, again, where are we? I need to know. I need some numbers. Well, I can't give you that. I can't get a hold of the customer, which I knew was more than likely false, because these guys have been calling the owner, who's the customer. His employees calling him, and I've even called him. And every time I called him, he answered the phone. So he says, well, you need to call the customer and ask him what he's paying. Out of order. I don't need to call your customer to ask him what he's going to pay. I booked this load with you. If you can't give me, what I need to know, I need to go ahead and start making arrangements to come up off this load. Now, after that, guys, let's get interesting. He says, well, keep me in the loop. Let me know what's going on. So I'm letting you know now. So I said, all right, now it's 3 o'clock. He's texting me ? I didn't respond back because I already told you what the determining factor was. And you keep pushing it off. So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna respond. Well, he called and he said, well, what are you doing? And I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go ahead and come off this load. You keep telling me you don't know what's what. He said, well, I don't know what he's going to pay and I can't get a hold of him. Let me call him. He calls me right back. Oh, I got a hold of him. Now you got a hold of the customer all of a sudden. Anyway, well, he's not going to pay until you're hooked and leaving with it. Huh? And know what, you know, he don't know what, because he don't know what to pay you. I'm like, it's 5 hours in. You know, it's 5 hours in. If he's going to pay me for the 5 hours, that's what he's going to pay me for. You know what I mean? Or whatever the situation is going to be. And mind you, I gave them 2 hours because he didn't know. And I know industry standard is usually about 2 hours that we give these guys to unload trailers. So I said, I'm going to give you guys 2 hours to get this tire fixed. You know, he says, well, if you want to come off the load, that's fine. My customer will find somebody else to do it. Mind you guys, this is the same broker that I just did this first load for. He called me and asked me to do this load for him. I didn't reach out to him about this. He reached out to me because he was happy with the way I performed. You were happy with the way I perform. And I say you because I suspect, guys, that he also watches my channel. And I ain't gonna get into that. So if you are watching my channel, you could have handled this situation better. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that you were acting was totally uncalled for. So then he proceeds to go on and say, well, I'm going to call Landstar and I'm going to let Landstar know. I'm going to make my complaint. And just so you'll know, you'll never pull another Landstar load again. Huh? If any of you guys been watching my channel any length of time, y'all know, number one, I'm the wrong person to threaten. Number two, I'm definitely the wrong person to threaten when it comes to Landstar. We ain't even got to go there because you guys already know. And number three, I've been threatened by the fucking best. So that ain't going to work for me. So now, thank you for telling me that. I said, man, go ahead and let me get off this load. Mind you, guys, here it is. I'm just getting back in my car, getting back into Jacksonville, headed home. It is 5 minutes to 8. I left my house at 6 o'clock in the morning. Been down here waiting on this load ever since 10 o'clock. No detention. Bare minimum, I should have got a truck order not used. You didn't give me none of that. And you wonder why there's a disconnect between brokers and carriers and why brokers are hated. It's because brokers like you doing stuff like this makes it the relationships strained. So I proceed to call Landstar because I knew better. You guys know I knew better. I called Landstar. Landstar explained everything to them, to the BCO and carrier customer service. You know, I still got them guys on speed dial and talking to the young lady, which one of them I knew. And she was saying how I was, you know, did you have all the information? I said, yeah, I gave it to her. I said, and let me interject with this. I said, not only was I there on time, he had originally booked this load for Sunday when I told him Monday anyway, but he asked me for Monday. I said, yeah, well, when he sends me the Raycon, it's for a Sunday pickup. I said, you know what, I'm gonna still pick it up. At least I'll have it and then I'll run it down because the delivery was straight through whenever. So he ends up calling me back. And this is what I'm explaining to the lady at Landstar. So he ends up calling me back saying, or messaging me and saying, oh, the customer changed it till Monday. And I wasn't surprised considering that Sunday was Easter. So I was like, okay. And I told him I still take it. Even though that was the number one screw up right there. I said, then I got here, been waiting 5 hours, got out there to do my inspection. 2 of the tires on the truck were off the rim. On the trailer was off the rim. I said, then he proceeded to tell me to call the customer to find out what the customer was going to pay, if the customer was going to pay and what he was going to pay. I said, which I thought was out of order. Then he proceeded to tell me that he was going to make a complaint on me. Talk about morally right. Morally right would be pay me my truck order. But I said he's going to proceed to tell me he's going to make a complaint on me. I'm the one that's been inconvenienced. I'm the one burned up my fuel going up there and coming back. So I said, I just felt like that was totally out of order, and I'm letting you guys know. She looked into everything. She said, well, number one, she said, I see everything you said about the rescheduling. I see you were there on time. Because I took timestamp photos, guys. So I can't stress that enough. It's an app called Timestamp. Get it? Situations like this, they can't dispute your time. So I had all the timestamp photos of when I got there. When I left, I took another photo when I was leaving. And she said, I see everything. And she said, yeah, she said, you don't need to worry about that part. She said, and also, don't worry about not being able to haul, because he's just an agent and he doesn't have that kind of power to make it so you can't haul loads for anybody under us. I said, I didn't think so. I thought, he was just an agent, because they have a lot of agents that they let use their board, and he's just an agent. And I knew that, but I told her, I said, maybe, something's changed since I, ran with you guys. But, she says, no, he don't have that kind of power to do that. She said he can put in there that to not use for his own personal, to not use. She said, but he can't do that for none of the other agents that's under us. He can't do that. So I said, okay, well, that's all I needed to know. But I wanted to let you know how this person is representing the company, and it needs to be, addressed. You got the right one, man. You got the right one. So guys, these brokers are not your friends. Some of them, they're happy with you when you're doing what they want you to do. Oh, they love you. Because when I ran his other loads, he was send me emails so we can work together, and if you get me business, I can do this for you, and what. And I was going, almost promote them and everything, and on my channel and all. And I'm like, thank you for showing me your true colors. Thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? And really, if you don't take care of my truck order that I put in, I'm gonna put you out here and put your name back out here. You know what I'm saying? Let guys know that they need to stay away from you, because if you're going to be like that, I don't want nobody I know dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like I told him, this is business. I'm not going to lose my next 2 loads behind this, because my next 2 loads were really my money loads. You know what I'm saying? This was just a little extra. So at the end of the day, talk about morals. I was where I was supposed to be. That's moral. That's morally correct. Do what you're going to do, or what you tell a person you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? But these brokers are not your friends. They'll tell you, I got all this work, I got this, and we can do this, and they'll make it sound real good. But when they can't control you or your truck, they hate you, because they're so used to guys doing what they want them to do. I'm not one of those guys. Don't nobody run my company for me but me. Don't nobody drive my truck for me but me. So if you're not going to tell me what you're going to give me, or just give me what you want to give me, expect me to be okay with that. We're going to talk about it. It needs to be already in the contract beforehand, which most brokers like Uber Freight and CH Robinson, even JB Hunt, it's in there. I think JB Hunt is $60 an hour if you're tracking, and if you're not tracking, it's $55 that they pay you an hour for detention. But at least you have the choice to say, you know what, I want to take this or I don't. Because if in the event of I run into this, stuff needs to be addressed, and it needs to already be in place. And a lot of times when these smaller independent agents that are contracting with bigger companies, because even JB Hunt, they got independent agents like Landstar do, but they represent as JB Hunt or as Landstar, but they have to have certain things and that they got to abide by. And when they don't, and they do that, a lot of the time it's because they can screw you out of your money. Because I'm gonna tell you, what they'll do is they say, when the customer pay, we'll pay you the detention. You'll never know when it's paid. You will never know, guys, when it's paid. I know it just got dark on it because I just turned down this road with a lot of trees, but we about to end this video anyway. But you have no idea, guys. Let me cut my light on. When they pay the broker, you ain't got no idea. And what'll happen is they'll keep telling you they're waiting on the money to get paid so they can pay you. They've been done got paid. You ain't got no way of knowing. They done pocket your money, and here we are. You know, you'll never get your payment. They'll keep telling you. And I'm gonna tell you, I've called shippers and found out that they paid. They even gave me invoices and all of the payments for detention, and had to go after them about my money. Brokers going about my money. Luckily, every time that happened, I was under Landstar, and Landstar went and paid me and went after them for that money. You know, so I know how these guys play. You know what I'm saying? So with that, man, I'm getting ready to pull up home, man, and call it a night. I got to get up in the morning, run into Savannah, start my main loads, and yeah, crazy, like real crazy. I'm gonna put that video in here somewhere. I don't know if I'm gonna put it at the end or put it in the beginning. I don't know, but it'll be in here. Y'all stay safe out there, and don't let these brokers run y'all, man, run y'all business and tell y'all what y'all gonna do and put all these threats and make you think people ain't gonna work with you and all that. Remember, they ain't the only brokers out here. It's just a lot of work out here. You ain't got to be, you know, kissing nobody but to work it, you know, because at the end of the day, you're out here doing the work. They're sitting behind home pushing the pencil, you know what I'm saying? So stand your ground with these guys. I'm not shooting all brokers down. I'm not saying they all bad, but the majority of them, some pieces of work out there. And even the good ones, you got to understand, it's business. They're not your drinking buddies, you know. So there's the line that you still have to keep them at. Even the good ones, you have to keep them at a line, you know. Don't get caught up in the thing, oh, he got me, he gonna send me, he's sending me work. Yeah, he might be sending you work, and it might be good, but that one day that you get sick, or that one day you can't do it after you done booked it, that one day that you take that money out his pocket, see how close y'all are. It's the boy QDZ Double Easy. You just watched another episode all about semis. How about you out there, drivers?